Hello. We're going to be starting in just 2 minutes. You've got enough time to go grab some water, stretch a little bit if you need to, kick up your feet, whatever it is that you'd like to do today. Grab a notebook if you want to take some notes, whatever. We're going to be ready to go here in 2 minutes, so get ready. Be right back. All right. Let's begin. Hello, everybody. Welcome to GS Live. My name is Stiflerd, or Tim. I'm glad to have you all here today. I think you should be able to hear me, hopefully. Let's see. I was having a little bit of issues with my camera again today. And earlier, my computer crashed. So hopefully we'll be able to get through the live stream today. And I'll try and make it pretty quick just to avoid any potential disasters. But excited to be here. Very excited to be here. It's the end of the year. 2021 is nearly over. And, well, I mean, there's so much that's happened. It's it's hard to sum it all up. But this has truly been exciting. This has been an awesome year. I joined the GamerSafer team full-time January 1st of 2021. So I'm coming up on my 1-year anniversary of being here, which is awesome. I'm excited for 2022. I hope that you all are excited for 2022 as well. Amazing Amazon. Hello from Scam MC. Little Minecraft server. That is, I actually have to help you guys out with some stuff today. As soon as it's possible, I'll be over there helping get things all set up on your network. But how are you doing, Amazon? And how is everybody else doing today? Today we're doing something kind of interesting. Kind of interesting or just interesting? I don't know. Let's find out. Yeah, here we go. So, recently, we'll leave it up here with Minecraft for the moment. Recently, we've done a couple more updates since the last stream. Let's see. Last stream, we released the newest version of the GamerSafer app, GS Auth plugin. And that is available at minecraft.gamersafer.com. So we have the newest version there. I'm just pulling up the notes right now. 0.5.0 was the most recent big release, which added in some new developer API Java docs, better ban and kick messaging management, success message management, lots of different things relating to messages. We actually split those off into messages.yml. We did a few other things as well within the plugin for that update. And since then, we did release version 0.5.1 of the plugin, which has a couple of just minor like a bug fix for banning players. There was a very unique, interesting situation that was coming up that only appeared in a very specific set of circumstances, but we were able to figure that out and get that fixed. And also, we added in a little bit more logging information relating to database connector. So that was the most recent update. Hopefully, you all will get that and be able to utilize those, all the new features and everything. Okay, so what are we doing today? Today, last week, we looked at using GamerSafer for a gray listing or automatic whitelisting feature, right? The week before that, we looked at how to use GamerSafer in the GS Auth plugin for staff two-factor authentication. This week, we want to tackle something that's a little bit more unique. I think it's probably a little bit more advanced, but I am really excited about this idea, and I'd love to see some servers utilize GamerSafer in this way, and that is to use it as an automated ban appeal process. Who would have thought there's a possibility of doing an automated ban appeal? So as usual throughout today, let me go ahead and unmute myself in Discord because I am in Discord. I want to welcome you to jump in, ask any questions that you have during the stream. You can ask questions or give ideas in the live stream chat. Or if you're on our Discord, you are welcome to join the stage channel that is currently live. And when you do, just let me know in chat that you're over there waiting, and I will unmute you so that you can ask your question live. But I think that we can probably go ahead and get started here. I hope you're all doing well. Let me know in the chat how you're doing. Let me know. Just give me a thumbs up. Give me a little wave. Whatever it is that you'd like. I want to hear from you. So, let me see here. Where do we begin? Where do we begin? Let me pull up, first of all, the console. And I think that one of the things that I want to point out here, I'm going to stop the server first of all and restart. And I just want to walk through. The very first thing that I want to do is I want to walk through this idea of what a ban appeal process could look like with GamerSafer integrated. What's up, my boy? I think that's how I would say that. My boy, my boys? I'm not sure. Hello, welcome to the live stream. Thanks for following. So tired, but good. Yeah, you had a big week. You've had a big week. I'm doing really well, but thanks for letting me know how you are, and thanks for asking. You had a huge week. It's been 8 years of Oddcraft have been going strong, which is awesome. Awesome. Those numbers are huge that you shared the other day on Twitter. Absolutely incredible. Okay, so let's actually walk through this. Now, this process that I'm going to walk you through right now, this demo, is not actually finished. We're going to finish it today during the live stream. And I really highly encourage you, if you have ideas and questions, definitely make sure you drop those ideas into the chat. Still going, preparing for 21 hours of fireworks on New Year's Eve. Yeah, that is so much. Please make sure that you rest. Get some sleep tonight. You're going to need it. You're going to need it. You get 2 days. You got 2 days. Okay, so let's pop on the multiplayer, the developer server. And we should... So imagine that you are a player and you got banned for, let's say, bullying on somebody's server. The ban appeal process could include something like, in order to appeal your ban, in order to get your ban removed so that you can join us again, join this Minecraft server. And it might be bans.servername.com as the IP address. I am going to turn down, if you need me to, the music, because I think it might be a little bit loud. So just let me know if that is now too low. But, okay. Hopefully we're good now. So you've been banned for bullying, and you were told to join bans.servername.com, the IP address, in order to start a ban appeal process. And when you join, you get welcome to the GS ban appeal server. Now, I can't move. I'm stuck in one spot. I can't really do anything. I can type in chat, but I can't run a command. Right, so if I do like game mode creative or run /lobby or /spawn, I'm not able to run any commands. Also can't place or break blocks. And just like any other example that we talked about the last couple of weeks, all of my permissions are currently removed until I use the GamerSafer app to authenticate. Now, before the stream, I already scanned the QR code above my head. So we're not going to do that right now. But what this message here says is, welcome to the GS ban appeal server. Before you can appeal your ban, download the GamerSafer app and scan the QR code above your head. And there's also, in the chat, download the GamerSafer app with the link. And they can click on this link in order to see the links for downloading. In fact, let me go ahead and show you what those look like. So you can see, there we go. So gamersafer.app as the URL, and they can go download on the App Store, download it on Google Play, and get that app set up. Okay, so now that they know how to do that, they're going to get the app, they're going to create their account, and then it says, and scan the QR code above your head. So they'll look up, they'll see the QR code, and they'll use the app to scan it. Now, as I mentioned, I already scanned the QR code. So what I'm going to do right now is actually just tap on the notification on my phone so that I can take a selfie with the GamerSafer app and authenticate. There we go. My phone is being a bit slow. There we go. And now in game it says success. Press the button. Success. Now press the button to begin your ban appeal. And now I can move again, which is great. But I do have some barriers here, so I'm not able to get around anything. But we got this button, so let me press it. Been teleported. One of the first things that I would do here is select the reason you were banned. Push the button to view the list. And once again, I can't go very far. There's barrier blocks in the way, so I'm stuck in this area. It says push the button to view the list. So I'm going to push the button. And this is just an example. Now we have the 37 ban and report categories for various disruptive behaviors that can occur on a Minecraft server. And I've just set up this quick GUI here, and we'll talk about how to add more items here with 5 examples of behaviors that might be banned. We'll talk about what plugin is being used here, how to set it up and everything here in just a little bit. But for right now, this is just a demo, right? So why were you banned? and select the reason below that matches the message you received when you were banned. So they have to have read the message about why they were banned, right? So when they get banned, it shows them the reason that they were banned, and they need to identify what that is and select what it is. In this case, bullying. What's up, Arzor? How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today we're talking about a ban appeal process using GamerSafer. So I'm going to select bullying. Boom. I've been teleported once again. You were banned for bullying. Now, just in case, I do have over here another button. If you selected the wrong category, press this button, and that'll just take you back to the category selector. But you were banned for bullying. Bullying is a form of targeted harassment that we do not allow. Read the book on the lectern to learn why. And then we'll select that, and it has this explanation. What is bullying? The dictionary says that bullying means to seek to harm, intimidate, or coerce someone who is vulnerable, etc., etc. And we go through, we're looking at these pages, right? And on the last page is a really interesting little thing here. It says, in the survey at the end of this path, triangle is the answer to question number 3. So just something to keep in mind there. We'll click done, move on. We hope that you will not bully any other players again. And then finally, you may now complete your ban appeal. Press the button to begin a survey. Once you are finished, we will approve or deny your appeal. We select this, and we have a chat message that appears. What is the loneliest number? Well, 1 is the loneliest number. And what else? No. Your ban appeal has been submitted. The server staff have been notified, and they will let you know if your appeal has been approved or denied. Please be patient while we review your appeal. Completing this appeal does not guarantee that you will be granted access. Again, now all those messages can be modified and edited and all that. But let's actually just go through and start talking about what these steps look like and how to set them up. Before I get going into this, though, are there any questions? I don't want to just rush through things. I want to make sure that I stop and pause and take a drink of some nice, delicious, hydrating water. And give you all enough time to let me know if you have any questions. While I wait a moment, I'm going to go ahead and opt myself. And very quickly, I'm just going to I'm going to clear the answers here so that we can start all of that over again. And now we will go back to the start and go through this step by step. I've misplaced my windows. All right, I think that I've given it enough time. It doesn't look like there's any questions, so I'm going to move on. If you need me to, just stop me. Stop me. Tell me to stop. Why is it important? Why do we need to think and consider this idea of a ban appeal process? I think for a few different reasons. One, we want to be able to automate things, because I know that a lot of players that get banned, they might make ban appeals, and that can be a frustrating thing for staff to work through, especially if there's not a consistent format. There's also some confusion for some players where they might be filling out a ban appeal and then email it, send it on Twitter, put it in Discord, and in places where they are not supposed to go. And so now your staff team members have to tell them, like, no, here is where to go to actually submit the ban appeal. So having a really clear and concise process is important. I take it you could run a command based on if they answered the survey correctly or not. Yeah, exactly. So at the end, there's a few different things that we can do, and we're going to talk about all of this in a second on the back end, right? But before we get into what happens at the end of that process, right, let's talk about what starts off here at the beginning. So this is just using a holograms plugin. So we can, this is not using GamerSafer. The The holograms here are not with GamerSafer. However, there is a holograms feature in GamerSafer, so you're welcome to use that if you wanted to. This button also is not using GamerSafer. This is actually using CMI, and I just set up a, if I go IC, I just set up a simple interactive command called begin, and it is with this dark oak button at this location. The location is 470, so it's at that location. And if I click to edit the commands, you can see two commands are run. One is a warp to begin, CMI warp to the location called begin, and then I also play a sound. So when I click on that, that's all CMI. That is all CMI. Nothing else is really happening there aside from using CMI to move the player to the next location. And the reason why we have that step at the beginning and we have that button and everything here at the beginning is because we want one simple message per step, right? We don't want to overwhelm the player with like, you have to do this, 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 and this, and then you're going to do this, 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 and this, right? We just want one simple thing at a time. So the very first thing that they're going to see before you can appeal your ban, download the GamerSafer app and scan the QR code above your head. So they're going to download the GamerSafer app. They're going to set up their profile. They're going to scan the QR code. Once they scan that QR code, a new message appears and says, push the button. It's one step at a time. We don't want to overcomplicate things for them. Make it real, real simple. So now they get to this area. They don't see any other messages about anything. All they see is select the reason you were banned. Push the button to view the list. And once again, I have a CMI interactive command, right? And it's called reasons. My phone is blowing up. Why does that always happen whenever I'm doing a live stream? So once again, we have a dark oak button is the interactive block, and it's at that location, -117, 6313, so we know it's there. And the commands that runs is as player reasons. But reasons is not a normal command, right? So if I right-click on this button, it opens up this GUI. And if I type /reasons, it does the same thing. It opens up this GUI. Reasons is not a normal command. That's not a Minecraft vanilla thing. So we actually use a plugin called Ultra Customizer. So I'm going to type Customizer version 1.8.9. This is from Textcode. And this plugin will allow you to create GUIs and your own commands, whatever commands and GUIs, interfaces, menus that you want. You can do all of that here in Ultra Customizer. It does cost a few bucks. I think it might be like $5 or $8 or something. But yeah, this is just a customizer. It allows you to do all of these interesting custom things. So you can use other plugins to do this. CMI allows you to do it. Essentials allows you to do some custom commands. There are plenty of custom GUI plugins out there. Lots and lots of stuff. Today, this is just what I'm using because I have it available and I can show you how to use it. But yeah, lots and lots of options out there. We're not going to go over all of the options, and I'm not going to really show you a lot about this plugin. But I just want you to know, like, this is how I am setting up each one of these steps. So in Ultra Customizer, I have one custom command. You can see there, it says /reasons. So if I select that, right, I can see all the commands I've created, and this one is reasons. And when I select that, it shows me the script that I've created. So when I type the command /reasons, it does something. What does it do? Well, here, I type the command /reasons, and the next step down is open a GUI. And the GUI, that last line there, you can see the name of the GUI that it is opening is why were you banned, right? So that's, where is it? Is it this? I think it's like right about here, maybe a little bit higher, right there. Why were you banned? Right there. That's the name of the GUI that it is opening. And then there's no other steps after that, because once we run that command, it opens up the why were you banned GUI. So how do we create this why were you banned GUI? We also use Ultra Customizer for that. We click on GUIs. We have the why were you banned GUI right here. All right, so let me go ahead and click on that. And this is what it looks like. We have a title. We have an item here with a little bit of lore. We have this long list of all possible categories and reasons. Now, I want to give you this list here of all of the categories. We have 37 ban and report categories, punishment categories that you can use. We already made it available on our blog. So there is the link. If you go to minecraft.gamersafer.com/blog, you can find the 37 disruptive behaviors that we have listed on there that you might want to use for your punishments and for your rule enforcement. Right? So here I only have 5 of them. But just as an example here, let's see. What's one of the ones that I don't have is, let's say hacking, right? Hacking is not on here. So I have bullying, doxing, harassment, griefing the server, swearing, and then I don't have hacking. So I can right click on this and copy it. So now I have 2 that are called swearing, and I'm going to select the second one and then rename it. And we're going to just call it hacking. And now we have hacking. And we can continue to do that. We can make as many as we want. We can even make a next page button, which just opens up another GUI. Again, I'm not going to go over the details of how this Ultra Customizer plugin works. All that I want to do is show you and kind of give this inspiration on how you can use other plugins with GamerSafer in order to set up this ban appeal process. Up until this point, I don't want you to forget, the very first thing that the player has to do when they log into this server is use GamerSafer to create a profile. And we're going to talk about why that is here very soon. It all will come together here shortly. All right? So, bullying is another item here, and that's just a script. We first get the player name, and then we teleport them, CMI, warp, bullying, player name. And that is how we teleport the player when they select bullying to the correct path. And you would have a different path for each one of these different categories that matters to you on your server. So the path for bullying is here, and maybe the path for hacking might be here, and doxing would be down here, so on and so forth. Maybe you have these as rooms or something rather than as paths. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It's just all about keeping these steps organized. One of the big reasons why you would want to have a step like this right here is because if the player doesn't know why they were banned, then you should address that. If they don't know why they were banned, either it's because that wasn't communicated to them properly, in which case maybe you need to talk with your moderation team. Maybe you need to talk with your staff team, right? Make sure that they are communicating properly with the players why they have been punished for a certain reason. So that's the first thing. It's really important, right? Is to understand, like, okay, my staff are not communicating with my players why they were banned. There is some problem here. So that's the first reason of asking why were you banned. The second one is, if they don't select the item on this list that actually matches why they were banned, they may not actually be taking the ban appeal process seriously. And that can help you with making a decision in the ban appeal, right? So let's say, for example, they were banned for hacking, and they come to this page and they click this and they're like, why were you banned? Select the reason. They don't want to take the time to find hacking. They just select any random reason. That could be a sign to you that they're not going to respect your rules further, right? So this is a step in order to understand, is the player going to respect this process, and are they going to follow what you what you are hoping for, which is that they change their behavior and that they become a good member. We do know through research that most players that have moments of disruptive behavior, when they are confronted with that and they are, they are punished for it or warned about it, they do tend to stop doing that behavior, right? So this is an opportunity to help course correct. And that's what this whole system is all about, is course correcting, is getting the player to turn their behavior around and become a more positive member of the community. So yeah, we want to see here, do they know why? Because they were communicated well and that they are respecting this process. So they click on bullying. Here we go. You were banned for bullying. We want to be really clear here. This is an opportunity. It's not scalable and sustainable to talk with every single person who does a ban appeal, because a lot of times they can become really lengthy conversations. But we do want to take this opportunity to tell them, you were banned for bullying. What is bullying? How do we define bullying? Because how you define bullying might be a little different than how other people define bullying. We do have that blog post. I really highly encourage you to go and read it, because it's going to explain, what like the industry standard definitions are for a lot of these different types of behaviors. But sorry, I just wanted to make sure that my sound was off on my phone. But yeah, you still want to be clear, aside from like using our own definitions. You don't have to. You can, try and word these definitions in a way that fits you and your community so that it's really clear to them. What do these things mean? And 37 is a lot. I understand that. 37 is a lot. So maybe you want to combine some of these categories and put them together in one path. I understand that completely. Or you might want to simplify these. But it is worth it. It is worth it to be able to communicate with your players and make sure that they understand, what the problem was, because maybe they don't know, right? Maybe this is their first time playing in a multiplayer. It's totally possible. It could be a young kid, right? That they've joined your server. This is the first server they've ever joined. They were doing something that they thought was okay, and then they didn't realize that they were harassing or stalking or mobbing or griefing. They didn't know that. They just thought that they were playing the game, right? So this is an opportunity to communicate with them and help them understand. So bullying is a form of targeted harassment that we do not allow. Read the book on the lectern to learn why. And again, we just go through here and we have these this explanation of what bullying is, how we define it, and why we don't allow it, right? Why this server does not allow bullying. We do not allow bullying on our server because we want our members to feel welcome and safe. Please help us make our server amazing by not bullying again. And you're inviting them to change their behavior. You're inviting them to help create a positive environment on the server, and that can be really engaging for them so that they can do that course correction. We do that last bit here in the survey at the end of this path triangle is the answer to question number 3. That's just a little trick to make sure that they actually read the pages in the book or the explanation. You can do other things, for sure. You can definitely do other things in order to, see that they, and make sure that they have done this process and read this book and understood everything. But figure that out however you want to handle that. This is just one method. Okay, so I'm going to do done. And let's keep going. We hope that you will not bully any other players again. And then here we get to this last section. And once again, you click on the button and boom, we get the survey, the questions that come up. Now, these questions are pretty important because of a few things. One is we want to make sure that the player understands what they read, right? But 2, we also want to give them an opportunity to give some context back to us about their ban. Maybe they were unfairly banned. Maybe that was actually not a good point for them. And there's a valid reason why they did what they did, or maybe somebody lied about them, right? They didn't actually do the thing that was said. So let's take a look at this plugin here, and this is called Survey Plus. Again, you can use other plugins that you want to, but this is just an option here at the end for handling, getting questions and answers from the players, and going through this ban appeal process. Now I had set up this demo called bullying, right? So we have a different survey for each different category because maybe the questions are different for each category. And the other point here is that if a player was banned for something like, let's see, if they were banned for swearing, just a light swearing, and swearing, maybe your community, maybe on your server, swearing isn't really a big problem to you. It's a lesser issue. And they were banned for swearing. So they come here and they read about what counts as swearing, what swear words there are, right? Things like that. And they understand that, and they fill out this survey, and it's swearing. Because we have it as a different survey, as a different set of questions from bullying, then when the player completes that questionnaire, you can run a command that automatically unbans them on the other server. Right? So because of each different category, maybe on certain categories, you want your staff to manually review the ban appeal. But on other ones, it's not as big of a deal. As long as they went through, they read the book, they filled out the questions, that means that they probably understand that they did wrong and that they're going to change their behavior. So you have these set up as different questions, as different sets of questions for the different report and ban and punishment categories, so that on some of them, you can automate the process, right? I think that could be really handy, really helpful. In this situation, I have bullying, but if I wanted to, I could create a new survey. I'm not going to do that. We're just going to look at bullying here as the set of questions that I have. You have an ongoing survey left over. Can I cancel that? I don't think that'll actually work, but let's click on bullying here. And of course, we have the survey name is bullying. The description, complete these questions to submit your ban appeal, right? Rewards, this is actually the commands, right? So we can do add an item, and maybe we do unban, player name, right? Something like that. So that's going to then run that command to unban them. Now, if you have this ban appeal server on a different server, then you can't just simply run that command, right? You're going to have to do a little bit of additional work. Maybe you'll have to use a plugin that runs a MySQL query, or maybe you need to add this to your proxy network, and any players that are banned aren't actually banned from the server. They just get forced to another server, a jail server on the same network, right? Again, there's so many different options. It's really hard to explain exactly all of these different options of what you can do. But for example, what you could do is when you were banning, we call it, we can say when you ban somebody without the quotes, that would actually be a true ban. So they get banned and blocked off of the server and they can't log back in. Or you could do a ban, a quote unquote ban, right? With the little quotation marks here. And what that might mean is that they actually just get put into like a jail server, right? So they get banned off of the main network, and every time that they try to log back in, it just automatically forces them over to a banned server where they have to go through this ban appeal process. Now, in that situation, you could very simply just run an unban, command, give them their permissions back, use luck perms commands, and give them those permissions back so that they can go back to the other servers. You could use advanced portals. You could use, all types of different things to be able to get them back on the main server. But basically, the idea is just using some reward here to then unban them automatically based on what their appeal is. So I'm going to remove this and go. We do also have pre-made actions, but That's all within this other plugin. So let me do quit the list without saving. So that's your rewards. But let's look at the quickly look at the questions. And also we have type. The type is chat. Currently it shows, the survey shows up in chat, but you could change this to inventory or also to book. And I personally like inventory. I like to keep everything consistent. So if something's already in inventory, if I already have the player clicking on things in their inventory in GUI, I want to keep that consistent. So I'm going to go ahead and use the inventory type again. And then we have questions. Now, I'm going to actually remove these 2 questions first, and we're going to recreate some new questions. So let's add a question. First question is, I click on that option. Please enter the new question text in chat. What is your Minecraft username? That might sound like a really strange question, but it's not. There's a few reasons for this. One is that we can, when they answer that, we can have that saved, right? We can also just double check to make sure that they're not using an alt. Maybe they are using an alt, right? Maybe they've used an alt to join this ban appeal server, and we need to check on that, right? Or maybe it's just someone pretending to be someone else. So like you guys know, like, players can do some funny things sometimes. So it's best to just ask and double check, even though they are logged in. They might say like, why do I have to answer this question? Well, just answer the question, right? And then I'm going to change the question type to open. And that will allow them to just type whatever they want in chat. So let's go back and add a question. And let's call this one, do you know why you were banned? Right? And we'll leave this one closed. Closed means it's going to be yes or no. So we'll leave that like that. And let's come up with another question and say, what is bullying? And we can make that one a select. And since we did select on this one, we can do answer options. And we'll give it a few different answer options. Bullying is when you follow someone to their base. Oh, that one's not a correct answer. Add an item. Bullying is when you share your phone number with strangers. Well, that's also a bad thing. Like you wouldn't want to do that, right? So, but that's not what bullying is. Bullying is when you attack or harass someone for any reason, really. Maybe not for any reason though, right? Maybe there's a specific reason. But we'll just leave those 3 different options there. And again, based on your description and your definition of what bullying is, maybe you'll have different questions here. We'll do save and quit. And then we'll go back. Okay, so that's 3 questions there. Except, hold on a second. Let's go look at this book. And the last page says, in the survey at the end of this path, triangle is the answer to question number 3. So now we actually need to add a new question here to replace question number 3. Because question number 3 right now is what is bullying? So I'm going to go add question, a default question. We'll call this which one? And we want this to be another select. The answer options will be pineapple, triangle, that's the correct answer, and let's say red. And you know what? Just for good measure, let's 405. Yeah. Just some random options, right? Save and quit and go back. But it's in question number 4. That's in the wrong spot. So I need to move that, actually. So we need to go question order. And we need to... Oh, that... Did that move it correctly? Did we have an error here? We might have an error here. Yeah, it looks like we have an error here. Question order. Yeah, it's not allowing me to move this, unfortunately. So it looks like there's a problem with this plugin. That's embarrassing. But this is not our plugin. This is just a third-party plugin. Maybe there's other ways that you're managing this. But in this situation, it does look like the plugin is not allowing me to switch these two questions. But you get the idea. So now, since this one is number 4, we would actually just edit this book, and we can do that with a command, and we would change this to say, in the survey at the end of this path, triangle is the answer to question number 4. All right, so now we've got those questions in place, and let's see what else is there that we might need to know. There could be some other questions that you want to ask. You know, let's add one here, and we'll say, do you have any... Is there any reason you should not have been banned? Right? So in this one, let me go back here. Oh, I see. It just didn't show an option there. That's very strange. Let's try this again. There we go. Is there any reason you should not have been banned? And we changed this to open. Once again, open. Because we want them to type whatever they want in chat. Right? And then let's say we want one more. Do you have any other comments to share? And we're going to make this one open as well. Okay, so now this is all done. There might be some other questions that you want to ask the player in here. But the idea here now is that they're going to press this button. And what is your Minecraft username? That's the question. That's the first question. Open the chat and type your answer. So I'm going to click on that. Oh, there we go. I'm going to go Stifler. Right? That's my Minecraft username. Okay, do you know why you were banned? Yes or no? Yes, I do know why I was banned. What is bullying? When you follow someone to their base? No, not really. When you share your phone number with strangers? No, that's not bullying either. When you attack or harass someone for any reason? That is bullying. Which one? Pineapple, triangle, red, or 405? If they didn't read the book, they don't know. Right? So, triangle. We know what that one is. And finally, we have a default question. This is the one that I think was broken. So let's just select yes. That's the broken one. Is there any reason you should not have been banned? Well, let's see here. I should not have been banned because I didn't do it. That's not really much of an answer, but it is an answer for now. And then, do you have any other comments to share? No. All right, that's it. Thanks for participating. You can modify all this. This is just default messaging right here. But at this point now, these sets of questions would go to the server staff, and they could review the answer. So actually, if I click on bullying here, and I look at survey results, right? I see one participant, and I go select Stiflerd. So I can see Stiflerd has answered this question, right? Oh, actually, this is the first question. I've already selected it. What is your Minecraft username? Stiflerd, right? And then I can see, do you know why you were banned? Yes. And what is bullying? I can see, Stiflerd answered when you attack or harass someone for any reason, right? Which one? Triangle. Okay, he got that one correct. This one was a broken question. Is there any reason you should not have been banned? I should not have been banned because I didn't do it. Okay. All right. That's fair. And then finally, do you have any other comments to share? No. So now I can take these answers and I can use them to make a decision on if I want to unban this player. But there's one other thing that I can look at, and this goes all the way back to using GamerSafer initially. Like, why did we ask them to set up a GamerSafer profile at the start? And there's two reasons why. First, we want to see if they've already been banned before. Maybe this is an alt. And as you know, the way that GamerSafer works is... Excuse me, sorry for coughing. The way that GamerSafer works is that if I use an alt, because it's the same GamerSafer profile, it doesn't matter if I use a Minecraft alt. So the moment that I join this ban appeal server, if I'm using a Minecraft alt, but it's the same GamerSafer profile, I automatically can be rejected from my appeal. It can already be done, right? So we can see that when I bring up, let me blow this up. I think I gotta do this. And let me switch my view here. Display capture. There we go. So this is my MariaDB. And what I want to do is go select from GamerSafer players. And I can see here that the player username is Stiflerd, right? That's great. That's the UUID is, okay, obviously, we know that. And then the guild member ID. Now, this is the GamerSafer guild member ID. This isn't their GamerSafer username, but it is their GamerSafer guild member ID. And what that is it is the unique ID associated with their GamerSafer profile, and that will be the same ID no matter what Minecraft account that they use to join. So if they use another alternate Minecraft account to join the server, there will be a notice for the server staff that, hey, the guild member ID is the same. This is the same person. They were already banned before. They already did a ban appeal before. And now they're trying to use an alt account that was also banned, right? And you can make that note. You can take that note. You can understand, all right, this is the same person doing the same behavior. Let's reject the ban appeal. The second thing here that we can take note of is the age group label and the age group confidence. In this ban appeal process, we can see, okay, this is an adult. They said that they are an adult in their GamerSafer profile. Now, we don't share their date of birth, their exact age. We just say if they're an adult, if they're a youth, if they're, a child. So we have this understanding. All right, they say that they're an adult, and we have high confidence that they are actually an adult. So why is this important? Part of the reason goes back to what we were saying before, where if you have a kid who's just learning how to play online and engage with people online and learning their boundaries and learning other people's boundaries, you have a kid who's having those problems, maybe you want to decide to be a little bit more lenient, right? So you look at their ban appeal, you look at the questions that they have and the answers that they gave, and you say, you know what, this is just a kid. I'm going to go ahead and let them join back in because maybe there's a chance that they're going to change their behavior. Whereas if it's an adult, right? You've banned somebody for, let's say, sexism or homophobia, right? And you've banned them for that reason. And it turns out, okay, this is definitely an adult, and there's high confidence that they are an adult. This person knows better. They should absolutely know better than to act this way on the server. No, I am not going to let them run this ban appeal. They need to stay banned because they clearly don't care about the rules. They should know better. And there are consequences for your bad behavior in our community, right? So you can understand these two pieces here. One, is it an alt? Did they use an alt to try to ban evade? And two, are they an adult or a youth, right? Or a kid? And make a decision on what that ban appeal process looks like for them. The last thing that you can do is let me take a step back. One of the other benefits here is that because the GamerSafer app, that process is needed for the ban appeal process, it makes it an easier process for players to go through. They understand, okay, it's GamerSafer. I'm going to have to use this and join this in order to ban appeal. And if I'm not willing to do that, that's okay. That's okay. I don't need to do that. I just can't ban appeal. I need to find another server to join, right? So you've already got these players who are going through this process because they want to join back in. And that's a sign of something, right? That's a pretty good sign that, like, hey, they are willing to take a few extra steps to go through a ban appeal process so that they can join us again. But then here's the other thing. Through this ban appeal process, you could also link up GamerSafer on your main server network. And as part of the ban appeal process, you could require that player to authenticate with GamerSafer now that you already know they already have an account. They used it to do the ban appeal process. They used it to go through all of these steps. You already know it's already done. There's nothing else needed, right? So now, excuse me, you can use that and have them re-authenticate each time that they log into your server, just as a reminder to them for a couple of weeks. You know, it doesn't need to necessarily be a permanent thing for them unless you want it to be. That's your choice. But maybe you have it set for 30 days. So they run the ban appeal. You approve the ban appeal, but you say, you know what, for the next 30 days, even though I'm approving this, you can join the server, but you have to use GamerSafer to authenticate each time that you are logging back into the server, just to hold them accountable and remind them that you were already banned for this behavior. So don't do that again. There's also a bit of a psychological thing here, right? And that is that when the player is logging in and they take the selfie, it's no longer random username, right? It's no longer Stiflerd that is doing the behavior. The anonymity is what gives me that empowerment to be able to act in a destructive and harmful way, right? That anonymity does empower some people to act in harmful ways. So we still want to respect the person's privacy, which is what GamerSafer is all about. We want to respect their privacy, but we do want to reflect back to them like, hey, this is you, you know? So when they're taking the selfie, they are seeing themselves. It's no longer Stiflerd that is bullying and harassing and being sexist or doxing or griefing or anything. It's Tim. I see Tim right now, and he is the one who is going to do this behavior, right? And that can also help to hold people accountable, just in a small, subtle way, so that they act in a more contributing and positive way. So that is pretty much it. Now, I've shown you here my guild member ID, but I do want to be clear that this guild member ID is not the same from this server to another server. So if I go over to my own server, my guild member ID over there would be different. We don't allow servers to see the username, the real username, GamerSafer username, because it's just an additional layer of security and privacy. We don't want you to know what a player's username is. We just give you the ID that is unique for your server. I've just spent so long talking. I don't think I stopped at all, which frankly was pretty impressive. If I may say so myself. But I want to pause for a moment and ask you if you have any questions. Do you have any questions? Do you have any comments? Do you have anything that you want to share? I see, there's 7 of you who are here watching and listening right now. So I want to open up the floor and give you a moment. We do have a few minutes left. We've taken up the full hour, which is great. But hopefully this gave some ideas for how you can use GamerSafer and set up an in-game ban appeal process. You don't need them to create a forum account. You don't need them to join Discord. You don't need to, worry about storing any PII or private data or contact information or anything. You just let it go through this process. One thing that I didn't touch on here is not only do you get to see if this person is ban evaded, right? If they are an adult or if they're a kid, but also if they are a minor, it does require their parents, right, to set up and finish setting up the GamerSafer profile. So now you have the parent involvement It's good to get parents involved, especially in certain situations like doxing or stalking or child exploitation or harms. Great ideas to simplify ban appeals. Thanks for taking the time. Thank you, Rodrigo. Thank you. I'm glad to be able to share. I know that there's a lot of ideas here, and we did spend 45 solid minutes talking through so many different ideas. That might seem like a lot of time, but honestly, I think that once you guys get inspired and you have your ideas for how you want to do this, it's a short process to get it all together. Just making sure, will this be a video after to show around? Yes, it will. Yes, it absolutely will. And if you have any questions, join our Discord. Here, I'm going to drop this command into chat. You can join that Discord server I just put in chat there. And feel free to ask any questions. I actually think that you're already in Discord. If I remember correctly, you are already there. But yeah, well, I'll put this on the YouTube channel. As soon as it's done, I'll go ahead and get this processed and put up on YouTube. And I'll link to it in the Discord. Any final questions from anybody? I appreciate you all being here. For those of you who stuck around the entire time, that was really awesome. I want to know. I want to know from you. This is a survey for you. What do you think about these live streams where we go through and we take these step-by-step processes for how to use GamerSafer in unique ways? Is this something that you want us to keep doing? Are there specific ideas and concepts and topics that you want us to cover where we can kind of do these types of tutorials? Is there any changes? Are there any changes that you'd like to see? Let me know. Now is a great opportunity to let me know what you would like to be different. How simple is this if I want to set it up on my own server? Is there a preset one I could use? So I'm happy to help you set up. First of all, if you need assistance with setting up, I'm happy to help you set up. We have on the server, so with this ban appeal process, there is no preset, right? Because there are just so many different ways to do this. We can't really do a preset. Today's tutorial was more about giving some ideas for how this could be set up. But we don't have any presets. But if you wanted to use this for staff two-factor authentication, or you wanted to use it for an automated whitelisting process, or you wanted to use it for giving access to a specific cosmetic permission on your server, or a specific competitive event on your server, all of those things can be done really easily. We've got tutorials set up, and we do have some preset options available in the plugin. Here's the thing though. If you were to get this, if you wanted to try this out, right? And you had a preset that you wanted created, you needed help getting this set up for you, let me know, right? So you get signed up for, get the API key, get the plugin, install it, and then you say, hey, Tim, help me set this up how you would do it for staff 2FA or ban appeals or whatever. I will do that. I'll do that with you, right? We'll get it set up, and then I'll probably use that to create a preset, which I can then make available to other people. So just by you joining in and trying it out and asking me for help will help all of us to create these presets that can then be used for other servers in the future, so that they can have a better time as well. Hopefully that answers your question. Okay, cool. Thanks for the question. I think that's just about it. I will probably get going. If you are typing or thinking of a question right now, raise your hand. Just put the raised hand emoji, or say wait or something in chat so that I wait. Otherwise, I am going to close out the stream and wish you all a very happy new year. This has been a great year. I'm looking forward to working with you all again in 2022. It is my goal, just on a personal level, I'm just going to speak personally here. I'm not going to speak necessarily as GamerSafer. I'll just speak personally. It's my goal to be able to see the Minecraft scene become safer for players and staff members and server owners, everybody. Everybody deserves to have a safe place where they can go. And I want to see that happen. And if you believe in that, I would be incredibly honored and grateful to you to just sign up for GamerSafer. Join us. Sign up for the app. Sign up to use the plugin. Get the API key. Download this. Get it installed on your server. Find some way to get it set up on your server so that you can give feedback, real feedback, back to me and Rodrigo and the rest of the team. Give real feedback about the app, about the API, about the plugin, right? About all these features and ideas. Download it and use it and send us your ideas so that we can keep making this better. Even if it's not perfect for you right now. I think that it can be great. I use it on my server. It's a requirement for every player that joins to use GamerSafer, and it works out great. I have not had a single issue. Not a single player has made a complaint about having to use it. So, like, it's been great. No problems at all. So I think that it can work for you. But if you have any questions or ideas or anything like that, just use it. Use it and let me know and come back to me, because that would be the biggest help in the world. That would be huge. And that would help in 2022 to make this even better. And I would be grateful to that. So that's what I got. That's my pitch to you. Let's work together. Let's make this even better. Let's find more solutions. Thanks again for 2021. I don't see any messages there in chat. So I think that that's going to be it for today. Happy New Year to all of you. Be safe and happy and healthy in the next couple of days this weekend. Enjoy your celebrations. Friends, family, pets, being alone. That can be so amazing and refreshing. Just sitting and just vibing to good music like this right now. How is this to not antagonize some people to the point that they quit? I know that it is very useful for security, but that is a worry for some. I'm not quite sure I understand what you mean by antagonize. Do you mean the ban appeal process? And do you mean like too much friction? So there is a reality here. We know for a fact, right? We know it for a fact that nearly 30% of players that experience bullying, toxicity, and harassment will stop playing a game entirely. We know that. We know that on Minecraft servers, many players will experience toxicity, bullying, harassment, and other harms, severe harms, and they will stop joining that server. So this step of friction, which, first of all, I would just like to mention, I mentioned this last week, and I just mentioned it a few minutes ago. We have not had yet, with GamerSafer, not one single player has said, I refuse to take a selfie or to use GamerSafer to join. Nobody has said that, except some server owners who have been concerned. Like, I don't think that my players will want to join, right? I understand that concern. I totally understand that concern. But we have not yet had one single player who has said, I refuse to do this, right? That's something to notice. But second is that if nearly 30% of players that experience griefing, toxicity, harassment leave your server, are you saying that you are more willing to have the person that you banned have an easier process to join back again so that they can continue being toxic, or to add an additional step to hold them accountable? Are you willing to put the 30% of players that might leave for being bullied away in favor of having the one bully rejoin? That's an important question. That's up to you to answer. That's totally up to you to answer. It may sound a bit like an unfair comparison because it's pretty clear. Like, yeah, I would definitely want 30% of my players to stay. Player churn is a real thing. And we know from Anti-Defamation League's reports year after year after year, nearly 30% of players that experience those harms will leave, and they're not going to tell you why they leave. They're not going to report the player. They're just going to leave, and they're not going to come back. The best way to prevent that from happening is to prevent that from happening by not having those bullies, harassers, scammers, hate speechers, rejoin so easily. So adding in an extra step where you can hold those players accountable and teach them, get them the course correct is definitely worth it in my opinion. It was more for the people that actually didn't do it, that have to use the app to sign in each time. I think that they are going to recognize a couple of things. One, I think that that's a fair question. But again, nobody has had an issue with this. We have not had I shouldn't say nobody, I should say no players have had an issue with this yet. So some server staff and some server owners have said that they are concerned about that. They believe that that will be a problem, but we haven't actually had that problem. So as far as players go, we have not had a single player who has shown any kind of frustration at it, right? People seem to understand and highly value safety and security and privacy. So when they go through those steps, they notice, hey, this server takes safety, security, and privacy seriously, more seriously than other servers. That's great. So of course I'm gonna go through this process of taking a selfie because it means that I'm a part of a community that is safer. The second thing here though is, okay, for the people who didn't actually do the thing, right, the harmful behavior, that are going through that process and they have to take the selfie each time, you could decide to make it only once a week or once a day or once. You don't have to require it every single time. It is all customizable for you within the GamerSafer plugin that you can choose how long it lasts. If it lasts 30 days, 60, once, a lifetime, if they have to do it every week, every day, every hour, all of that is totally customizable for you, and you can make that adjustment. I definitely think that there is a concern. I understand it. I've been a Minecraft server owner for 10 years, so I totally understand, like, you want to get players on, and you don't want to hinder them in any way. But I think it is important, that we put aside assumptions about what players are going to do. Let's put aside our fears for a moment, okay? Let's put them aside just for a moment. We still want to allow them. They are valid. Fears are valid, right? Concerns are totally valid. But we understand them. Now let's put them aside for just a moment so that we can look at what the facts are, right? And the fact is, not one single player has had an issue with using GamerSafer to take a selfie to authenticate to get onto a server. That is good to know. Thank you. That's all I can think of for now. I'll ask any in Discord if I can think of any others. Your questions have been phenomenal. I love your questions. I'm really, really grateful for that. Be sure, when you're in Discord, go ahead and ask other server owners, if they are using GamerSafer, if they've noticed any players that are having issues. Actually, Diamond Dagger from Velt PvP, he answered not too long ago about his experience with some staff members. And he actually mentioned, and he said it very eloquently, and you can look it up there in Discord. He said that when they first introduced GamerSafer, some of the staff were concerned. They were concerned about taking a selfie and other members taking a selfie. They were concerned about that, which makes sense because they have been hit with doxing before, right? They have been hit with those types of security problems before. So they had that concern, existing staff members. But when they had to hire new staff members, and those new staff members were asked to use GamerSafer, they didn't have no question, no issue, no problem. They just did it. So when looking at the behaviors of people, it's important to look at okay, these people are already there. They're already comfortable with the environment. They already have in their mind what is business as usual, right? What is the normal process? But then look at the new people coming in and what is their response? Because that's also really important. is the new people coming in, the new players that are joining. What's their response, right? We see some servers that have a very toxic community, and that is the reality. Maybe they want to have a toxic community. Maybe they don't. It's totally up to them, right? Every community is different. But a server that has a really toxic community that they don't want to be toxic, if they are going to propose a rule change, the toxic members are going to say, no, we don't want that, because that's going to hurt them. So they're going to say, I don't want this rule change. I want to continue being toxic, right? So like if you listen to what they say, you're just going to keep the toxic community, and it's going to get worse. And then you're going to keep losing almost 30% of players who will leave because of bullying, harassment, and toxicity, right? So it is in those situations, do you continue listening to the existing players, or do you start taking and listening to the new players who are joining, right? The new staff members who are joining. And the only way to get their response is for them to do the new process, because they don't know any other process. They're brand new. Those are some things to consider. But I think that's it. We're actually coming up on an hour and a half. This is a great conversation. Really, really good questions. Thanks very much. Thanks, everybody. Happy New Year. I'm out for now. Yeah, peace.